بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. هنتكلم في الفيديو ده عن 21 سؤال بيتسألوا في الديزاين باترن انترفيو، الكويستشنز والانسرز بتاعتهم. خلينا نبتدي. ديزاين باترن انترفيو كويستشنز. أول سؤال: What is the design pattern؟ إيه هو الديزاين باترن؟ The design pattern is one of the most common repeatable solutions that are given to many different software designs. يبقى هو واحد من أكتر الحلول ال repeatable بتتكرر، تمام، that are given to many different software design. بتمنح لكثير من عملية بتطوير وبناء السوفت وير. Design pattern always systematically names, motivate, and also explains the general design that address the design pattern. What are the categories in which the design pattern can be divided؟ أقدر أقسم الديزاين باترن لأنهي categories. The following are the categories in which the design pattern can be divided, and they are creational pattern والbehavioral والfunctional والconcurrency pattern. What is the creational design pattern؟ إيه هو creational design pattern؟ A creational design pattern is a type of design pattern that mainly deals with the object of the creational mechanism. عملية الكرييشن بناء الأوبجكت. It also helps to create an object in a manner that is suitable for different situations. بتبني الأوبجكت بطريقة إن هو يبقى مناسب في مواقف مختلفة. طيب إيه هو ال behavioral design pattern؟ A behavioral design pattern is the type of pattern that identifies the communication. هي طريقة التواصل. يبقى الكرييشنال هو عملية بناء الأوبجكت. طيب البيهيفيرال هي عملية تواصل الأوبجكتس ما بينهم وما بين بعضها. communication between the objects and also understands this type of pattern by this method. This type of design pattern increase the flexibility to carry the communication. بيزود المرونة وطريقة التواصل. What are the example of behavioral design pattern؟ ايه هي الأمثلة على ال behavioral design pattern اللي احنا لسه متكلمين عليه؟ ال blackboard design pattern وال chain of responsibility وال command pattern وال interpreter pattern وال iterator وال mediator وال memento وال null object وال observe وال visitor pattern. What is the concurrency design pattern؟ The concurrency design pattern are the types of design patterns that mainly deals with the multi-threaded programming paradigm. يبقى concurrency هي بتركز بشكل رئيسي على البرمجة اللي فيها multi-thread، تمام، نمط البرمجة اللي فيه multi-threading، أكتر من thread. What are the main types of concurrency design pattern؟ ايه هي الانواع الرئيسية للconcurrency design pattern؟ الاكتف اوبجكت وال bulking pattern والبارير والدبل تشيك و guarded suspension والمونيتور اوبجكت والread write lock pattern. What are the language used in the design pattern؟ ايه هي اللغات اللي بنستخدمها في الديزاين باترن؟ السي بلس بلس والجافا والسي شارب. What are the most important software design pattern؟ The following are some of the most important software design pattern. اللي جايين دول من أهم الديزاين باترن. السنجلتون باترن ده بيستخدم كتير في الجافا، والفاكتوري طبعا بيستخدم كتير جدا، والاستراتيجي والأوبزرفر والبيلدر والأدابتر والستيت. نقولهم تاني: السنجلتون والفاكتوري والاستراتيجي والأوبزرفر والبيلدر والأدابتر والستيت. What is the singleton design pattern؟ The singleton design pattern are type of patterns that mainly help to restrict، بيحط قيود على عملية ال instantiation of the class to one، إنك تاخد instance واحدة بس من الكلاس. This singleton design pattern is very helpful. مفيدة جدا when exactly one object is needed. لما بحتاج object واحد فقط to control all the above system عشان أتحكم في السيستم كله. What is the factory pattern in the design pattern? The factory pattern will always work around the super factories that generally helps to create other type of factories. This factory design pattern falls under the creational pattern. This is because it helps to create another type of object. What is the builder pattern? Builder pattern help to create more of the complex pattern by the use of simple types of object. Using step-by-step process, the builder pattern create more complex pattern. These type of pattern also fall under creational pattern. What are the main usage of the pattern? There are two main usage of design pattern, and they are: the design pattern always provide a standard terminology and are really very much specific to the given scenario, where a design pattern are always considered as the best practice. هو ال best practice for all developers لكل المطورين. If an inexperienced software developer is learning this type of pattern, then he will learn the software design pattern in the easiest and faster way. لو في developer ما عندوش خبرة ابتدى يتعلم بطرق الديزاين باترن ده، هيتعلم بطريقة أسهل وأسرع من الطريقة العادية. What is proxy pattern? Proxy generally means that in place of representing or on the behalf. Proxies are also known as the surrogate handles and wrappers. The proxy design is closely related to ليه علاقة بالstructural design pattern. What are the type of proxy design we'll get in design pattern? A remote proxy, with virtual proxy, with protection, with smart proxy. What are the benefit of the proxy in the design pattern? ايه هي الفوائد بتاعته؟ One of the best advantage of the proxy design pattern is security. Security بتاعته. The proxy pattern increase security by installing the local code proxy. The proxy pattern avoids all duplication. بيتجنب كل duplications of the objects اللي هي عملية تكرار الأوبجكتس that may be of the highest size and acquire huge memory اللي بتحتاج memory كبيرة. The proxy pattern also increase the performance of the application. بيزود أداء وبيحسن أداء الابليكيشن. What is the prototype design pattern? The prototype design pattern mainly hides the complexity of all the new instance from the client. The main concept of the prototype design pattern is to copy an existing object. إن هو ياخد copy ل existing object rather than creating new instance from scratch أو for the scratches. يبقى البروتوتايب بياخد object بيكريت منه نسخة أو بياخد object already موجود تمام عن إن هو يكريت منه new instance. What are the type of participants؟ إيه أنواع المشاركين of the prototype design pattern you will get؟ البروتوتايب registry والclient. البروتوتايب registry, this type of registry services have all the prototypes accessible using all the simple parameters. Clients are the one who will be responsible for using the prototype design pattern. What are the differences between the design pattern and the framework؟ ايه الفرق ما بين الديزاين باترن وما بين الفريمورك؟ A design pattern is the type of pattern that mainly deals with the object-oriented software. A framework is mainly made up of the group of the concrete classes that can be directly implemented on the platform. يبقى design pattern بيركز بشكل رئيسي ان هو يتعامل مع object-oriented software. انما الفريمورك بيتعامل او مصنوع من مجموعة من concrete classes بتعمل لهم implement في البلاتفورم بتاعها. The design pattern always represents the solutions to the problems that mainly arises when developing software within a particular context. الفريمورك are mainly concerned with the specific application domains. يبقى الديزاين باترن بتعرض حلول لمشاكل رئيسية قابلها الديفلوبرز أثناء وقوعهم في مشكلة في سياق معين، إنما الفريم ورك بتركز بشكل رئيسي على specific application domains، نوع معين من الابليكيشنز. The type of design pattern are not written in the programming language. Framework are mainly written with the programming language. What are the pros and cons؟ ايه اللي هي المزايا والعيوب بتاعة الديزاين باترن؟ The following are some of the pros of the design pattern. بعض العيوب بتاعة الديزاين pattern. The design pattern always provide developer with a selection of the tried and tested solutions to work. المزايا قصدي المزايا دي المزايا بتاعت الديزاين باترن. The design pattern always provides the developer with a selection of the tried and tested solutions to work with. حلول جاهزة ومجربة عشان يشتغل بيها. The design pattern are the language neutral and they can be applied of any language that mainly support object-oriented programming. The design pattern provides the aid community by the fact they are well documented and can be also be researched if it is not the case. The design pattern always has a proven track record as they are always used and also help to reduce the technical risk of the project. بيقلل خطورة المخاطرة في البروجكت بتاعك. The design pattern are really one of the most flexible patterns. واحد من أكثر الباترنز مرونة. They can be used practically and in any type of the domain name. The design pattern are really easy to adapt the predictable changes in the business needs. سهل جدا ان هو يتكيف مع التغييرات اللي احنا بنتنبأ بيها في البيزنس، احتياجات البيزنس. The design pattern are really very much easy for unit testing and also validate individual components. سهل جدا في عملية اليونت تيست. The design pattern can provide the organization with a structure when the types of business requirements become very complicated. The following are some of cons. دي بقى بعض الايه؟ بعض العيوب. The design pattern will not lead to the reusing of direct coding. The design pattern are really very much simple. The design pattern is really very much hard to understand for the beginner of software engineer. صعب ان البيجنر يفهموها. The design pattern can overload the memory and the processing, so this is really not appreciated for any such applications such as low level system. لو في سيستم الميموري بتاعته قليلة جدا ما ينصحش ان هو يستخدم design pattern. Programming or for the certain embedded system أو للإمبيدد سيستم. آخر سؤال. What are the features of design pattern system? The following are some of the features of the design pattern system. The design pattern provides the names to describe all the pattern. One of the best feature is that it provide all the solution to solve the software design related problems. A design pattern provides the dates and the author information. Design pattern provides the sample code that are related to the problem. Provides the features of the reference and the keywords that are mainly used for the searching. Provides the context of the solution. Provide the rationale behind the solution. بس ودول كانوا 21 سؤال في الديزاين باترن. ممكن تتسألهم في الانترفيو، دي الإجابات بتاعتهم.